before we even get going this week, right up front, I need to thank all of you for the incredible compassion you have shown us as a result of our last week's episode, which was, heartbreak stuff for us. Heartbreak stuff. Thank you. Wow, the emotions from you guys, it was humbling, and means a lot. It means so much. Alrighty, let's get on with this week. A big Meraai welcome to all our new friends. To experience all the drama, we recommend you binge watch from episode 1. But for now, let's get you up to speed in 60 seconds or so. This is Meraai. She cost us $50,000. These nice seats could seat 26 people. This nice seat was for the driver. This is her ADE 352 engine, her heart. We added a fat turbo to her 500 kilogram heart. We broke her down, then we built her up. We raised her body and her roof. This is her today. She is hand built from the ground up. She is 7.5 meters long and she is gorgeous. She is gorgeous inside and out. Okay, let's get going with this week's show. Last week we did see quite a bit of action. Aubrey the PK attached the last bit of skin to our front doors. Brahm lifted our spirits with his sexy little pant. My soulmate Mariki also thought the pant looked awesome. And the guys climbed into our brake and clutch system, but ran out of space for a little green thingamajig that will make our clutch easier to operate. This week sees our Meraai turbo pipe system completely installed. Bonnie Prince Charles starts to work on our exhaust system until a spanner in the works slows our progress down. Then an even bigger spanner claps me right on the kisser and things get even slower. And I share my feelings on a few things happening in our hood. All this and so much more in episode 116 of A Dream Called Meraai. It is a new week, it is a new day, and I have outlawed challenges. There will be no challenges, man, nothing. It's been such a hectic time. We don't need challenges, we don't need them in our lives. And the first non-challenge is that Brahm said we would be finished by the end of Feb, but that's not a challenge, eh? Is it going to happen? No, but it's not a challenge, it's not a challenge, right? Just some brilliant news to all of you guys who are watching this and following us. Thank you. We have hit the 1,000 subscriber mark, and that is massive for us. Paddy Maloney, a massive shout out to you, brother, for helping us reach this milestone. But really, we appreciate it, and hopefully I can keep supplying the goodies and you will keep watching. On that note, let's just see, after our really emotional week last week, what the guys are up to and how close we are to that finishing line. Let's get to it. Seeing as this is a challenge-free week and everything will go smoothly, I was a happy bunny in a bunny in the microwave sort of way. Towards the end of last week, the guys had started connecting all the turbo pipes to the intercooler. My insistence on adding the intercooler has added a bit of time to our build, however not days but rather a few hours. The intercooler and its pipes look ever so sexy. We are hoping for a better performance and fuel consumption. The time and effort will hopefully be worth it. Then a big curved ball flew through the workshop. So something else which is not a challenge was arriving at East Coast Scratch and Dent and seeing Meraai's wheels were off. And what was even more of something that was no challenge at all was seeing that the rear wheels were totally dismantled. The whole brake system. Do you know we redid these brakes 2 years ago? Total overhaul. We've discovered there are little parts missing, and it's these things, these little things, a sensor and this little pillicky. They are missing from the 2 rear wheels, so now we have to find them, but it's not a challenge, eh? I gave Brahm Meraai's VIN number and he started to try and source these critical components. Then I remembered that in May 2021, the guy who stripped the brakes down was quite meticulous and he put everything into little boxes. The missing parts were in the boxes you see on the back of this bucky. So the brake non-challenge saga has got a happy ending. That box. I went back to episode 31, which is when our mate Reynard did all the brakes. And I saw him putting bits and pieces in a bag and in a box. This box. Everything we needed to sort the brakes out was right here. Markiplier Chris had to play catch up and finalize the brakes ASAP. Chris had everything he needed, so I left him to it. Bonnie Prince Charles was at his workstation, being motivated by his music. Prince Charles is busy making the plates to close the gaps in the driver's cab roof. We still have so much to do in this interior, but I am not stressing and everything is peachy. Chris is one of these guys with the concentration span of a fruit fly, and he gets distracted by anything and everything. Often Brahm needs to tell the metalwork maestro to focus on one thing at a time. Right now, getting the wheels back on are priority. Priority because we are closer to driving Meraaai out of here and closer to giving away a limited edition Meraaai t-shirt in our Guess When We Drive Out of Here competition. Our 3 remaining contestants are all still in the running. At this stage of the game, I have no idea who will take the prize. I just want to take our big girl home. Moving along then, Prince Charles has begun to make brackets for our exhaust system. His usual I want to fall asleep brand of music keeps him focused. I almost lose focus when another flying big curved ball hits me where it hurts most, in my pocket. Alrighty, here we have something also that is, it's not a challenge at all. This is our exhaust that I bought from a scrap dealer and he fleeced me for it. He saw me coming, I didn't know what, and the guy, he basically ripped me off, but it is worthless because all inside is gone. It's like there's nothing inside there. So we actually can't use this thing. So I'm busy trying to find an exhaust. But it's not a challenge, hey? It's not a challenge. No challenge. I went online and tried all the big exhaust guys in South Africa. Their online portals do not have a window for hand-built vehicles, age and origin unknown. It was like looking for a needle in a haystack. But never fear when Flippy is near. Those of you who follow me regularly will know if I get bad service, yet I'm going to flay you. But if you give me good service, then it's a different story. And these oaks behind me, and now I must just tell you, I'm not getting paid for this. I didn't get any fat discount. But these oaks here, super quick in Margate. In Harbour, and the owner of the store, Ahmed, gave me fantastic service when it comes to getting my new silencer for the vehicle. I came to get new tires for my Jimny, boom, told him I needed a silencer, and next minute, wham, it was here. I've just collected it. We're going to go and install our silencer. Brilliant. The spring in my step as I walked into East Coast Scratch and Dent had a bit of a boing to it, until I saw this mess. This grease was from my wheel bearings. In June 2021, I did a little sequence with the guy who was doing my brakes. And he showed me how these bearings and everything needed to be packed with grease. I come into East Coast this morning and Chris tells me, no, should not have put that grease in there because this rear diff is an oil-based diff. It's complicated, so I'll let Chris explain.
You see, if you look through there, there's your filler plug.
Yeah.
You see, and that's in line with here. And as you fill oil, it's going to run out here before it actually comes out that side.
And that is how the bearing gets lubricated. It was not wrong to grease the bearings. The issue was the quantity of grease, and it was a lot of slippery stuff. Almost as slippery as our politicians, but not quite. If there was one thing, and I might be repeating myself, that I really thought we had covered months, years ago, it was the damn brakes. If we hadn't opened these up, we would have been in a world of pain when we started to drive this vehicle. Markiplied Chris and Prince Charles worked through the rear hubs and slowly we got back on track. So far we're really doing well at avoiding challenges. So let me push the envelope a wee bit in that regard. This week that just passed, one of the most exciting sporting events on the planet went down in the UK, and it's called the Atherstone Ball Game. What it entails is they have a huge big ball and you basically got to keep that ball, and you do anything to keep it. These oaks beat the living daylights out of each other. They beat the crap out of each other. I'm talking hectic beatings. I do recommend that if you want to play this game, take Eben Etzebeth with you. but we have got our own version of the Atherstone ball game in South Africa, and it's been going on for a while. And our players are politicians, and they are beating the daylights out of each other to try and hang on to that ball. They're not doing anything to hang on to that ball. The reality is that the Eskom ball was dropped years ago. Someone just needs to tell these guys. So far this week, I'm enjoying this no challenges thing, and so is Meraai, as she parks off looking stunning. It is Friday morning, and it is my last day of filming. And Friday here in South Africa is Braai Day. I've got my Braai, my rules shirt for my foreign mates, Braai, barbecue, but here we Braai. But first sight and sound is Prince Charles and his music. Charles has made the support brackets for our exhaust system and is busy rust-proofing each bracket. Yo, that music here, I tell you what, it feeds the boy. That music feeds him. Right, let's see what's happening in the main workshop. Meraai's bonnet is in place, handmade from top to tail. I noticed that Chris has installed this mechanism, which is used to engage and disengage our winch. Simple and functional. I also noticed that our rear wheels are back in place, which means the brake saga is sorted. I asked Markiplier and Chris to close the bonnet so I can show you all what our new girl's nose looks like. And she looks damn fine. She looks just wow. The slight relief on the bonnet profile is awesome. Chris is all over the place. He has now started working on Meraai's cute backside. Specifically, our rear lights need to be installed. A few hours later, and Markiplier and Chris has things under control. Despite only having like 4 hours of electricity today, Chris has managed to find the final position for our rear lights. These lights are from a Merc Vito. This will be the skin that Chris has got to make, this bit of aluminium that you see that we put in there, just to give you an idea. I like the look, and it's going to make her ass look beautiful. While I am thrilled at the look that has been developed here, there is an elephant in the room that needs addressing. It is not rocket science to see that once again a completion date will not be met. I have lost count of the amounts of time that this has happened. It has taken its toll on Mariki and I, both financially and from a health perspective. I am not complaining, just stating facts. And as we get serenaded out of this week's episode with the gentle hum of generators, you can see over my shoulder that the bonnet has been removed, and that is because Chris needs to do some fine tuning around the edge there where the bonnet and the body panels meet. But yeah, for a week where there were no challenges, I think it went remarkably smoothly. We didn't have a single challenge, not one, and that is amazing. And yeah, sadly this is also the anniversary week of the invasion of Ukraine, and I'm thinking of all my Ukrainian friends today as they go through very difficult times. Here in South Africa, well, yeah, don't need to say much, do I? I think we all know exactly what's going on. I just hope that we are going to all do something about it. And on that note, you must look after your families, look after your property, look after yourselves, and keep safe. Remember to like us on Facebook and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. You will find us under A Dream Called Meraai. Until next time, keep your dreams alive.